The kitchen's my religion, my religion. 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 Non-believers read your scriptures, your last days, and the end will be no different, no different. Hey, hey, the kitchen's my religion. I'm transcending now, bear witness by ascension. Ascension should be locked in the cell like intention. The Schengen time kick me out as hell, I'm on suspension. Out of 5,000 names, only one of them is mentioned. Once I catch his microphones, hang them up, there's a lynching. My followers call me saint, readers read the first. It's verse in the Bible, if you read it, it's a verse. Curse the one and the spirits in the church. Search, so let's hit the reverend where it hurts. Lie down on your funeral procession, hit your hearse. Line them up, lay them down on the ground in the dirt, dirt, dirt. The kitchen's my religion, religion. Turn the heat up while you whipping, whipping. Back me up and you be flipping, flipping. If you not pimping, then you sinning, you sinning. The kitchen's my religion, religion. The kitchen's my religion. It's a brand.
Yo, gang. This one's a little different because this from the city. I grew up in West Philly, and I could tell you the video I'm about to show you, the war in South Philly, is real. It's real in Philly. So with that being said, shout out to American Confidential for putting this together. I don't know how you be doing it, bro. I don't know how you be getting your info, man. You are one of the goats at this shit, man. So get that brother, subscribe, like, comment on this shit, cause he's bringing up shit I ain't even know. But let's get right into it. Let's go.
We most hated. We 27th Street. We the ops.
My young boy just got 38, he tryna drop some. He a fat baby, he really stood over top, son.
News today is the investigation into that
Damn.
drive-by shooting in the Grays Ferry section of Philadelphia, and
That's
this crime has caught
crazy.
the attention of city leaders.
This a way of life here in Philly. Like niggas really be on that.
DB, so make sure you go follow me on the gram at
Yo, my man like
DATBULLSU.
6.
You already know, about to get it poppin'. You know, just moved into the new place with my young and Meek Millie. You already know, we do this style, Philly style. Follow me on Instagram. Make sure you right after this, you go follow me on the gram. DATBULLSU. That boy so. And if you just X for a shout out, now you get shout out.
You think he talking about like, no, he talking about a shot out with the gun if you ask for it.
Are suddenly hit with a barrage of gunfire from this car.
Took them losses and it hurt. You don't know the way it feel to see a brother in the
Leaf
dirt.
Ward.
Them niggas got their homies on the shirt. Anytime a nigga diss sign us, they get it worse.
At this hour, both remain hospitalized. The 15-year-old remains in critical condition, the 17-year-old in stable condition. This section of Philadelphia has been racked with gun violence for weeks.
That's crazy.
In the playoffs, you need to find that extra gear. The betting is live, and the mode is electric. Playoff mode.
Let's go.
Jet life, basically, a bunch of young boys all stuck, trapped in a project. But being trapped actually brings out the best in them, sometimes the worst. You know what I'm saying? And it's a crazy life, man. It's a crazy life. I mean, you start off small, and you become big. You know what I mean? When you become big, you fly. My name is Ja Faye.
Dang.
You know me, upcoming artist, 27th Street.
She said R.I.P.
Free the clan, man. Free the clan. Long live the guys. Long live the fallen. We on the tip like, man, we either gonna make it the fuck out or we taking niggas the fuck out. That's all it is. You too hard. I feel that vibe, though. I done lost it all since Lil Nah got shot. He got caught inside the chinks, ain't make it to the block.
Learning more about a teenager shot in the head inside a Chinese restaurant in South Philadelphia. He was among several people inside that business when a gunman opened fire last night.
Faisal got hit at the station, how they get the drop.
And one teen is dead, another injured after a shooting in South Philadelphia last night.
It's crazy.
It's really a tragedy. His name is Rasul Benson, and another 15-year-old is in the hospital right now.
I used
He
to
was
work
shot
down there,
in
man.
the shoulder.
Crazy.
Now, we're told that he's unnamed at this point. The suspect took off. Police do not have the best description of the suspect. We're told it was a drive-by.
They took your homies while you crying. Niggas stop. Go load them pistols, catch them loaf, ain't put them in a box. I'ma be the same nigga if I'm big or not.
Niggas snake me every time, it still amaze me. I really fell asleep sitting on niggas, we is lazy. Spilled that nigga blood, left him crip, that shit was brazy.
A lot of the B-roll footage in this video came from the YouTube channel Tune215. Just wanted to shout him out from the gate. In this video, we're going to look at the war in South Philly, specifically the indictments that led to the arrest of 12 people. It included 3 homicides and over 40 shootings.
Dang.
Not all of them charged. I want to look at how being a shooter is never the answer to these problems. One of the biggest problems facing young black men today is the demotion of the importance of education. There was a time a few decades ago where graduating high school was the bare minimum, almost a given in most black households. Today, the importance of education holds a lot less weight than it once did. Right next to that, as one of the biggest problems in my mind, is the loss of cultural identity and the connectedness to the community. These are paramount structures to building a safe, healthy, and thriving community. Some neighborhoods are lacking this cohesion. Neighborhoods like Grays Ferry and South Philly. Exactly why things are this way could take a whole video on its own to put all my thoughts on this together clearly. Might makes right in the hood. Somewhere along the way, all the old heads that kept the peace on the streets were dead or in jail. Now, in 2026, a lot of the dust has settled in the cases of Muji, Lid, Lil Sue, and Newski from Tasker. And we can go into more detail about the surrounding struggle of the hood. In 2023, Muji and Lid pled guilty to the murder of Nasir Livingston, a loose cannon for the other side of this war, 27th Street. Also in 2023, Lil Sue and Newski were convicted at trial for the murder of Rasul Benson.
Damn.
We'll take a look at their appeal later in this video and see how their arguments went down in court. We will also look at drill rap's role in this war, and as usual, we will go over the police arrest affidavits in these cases.
He spin that corner if he fall, you better do him, Brody Binky. Hit that nigga off that bike, we had him out there, Harlem shaking. Niggas camping in they raps, these niggas know they gotta pay us. If he told me, bro, chill out, get this money,
niggas just be telling on themselves.
You know them niggas put up. Fuck a glitzy, need a semi, need a clip that whole life.
This is sad.
Fizz up.
For my city, man. This is sad.
Get it. Let's get it. It's gang. You're like slaves when you run away, tell them put the gun away, you and then Chuck walk the other way. You got shooters like Golden State, win, pump, pulls away, Lucy gang, we gon' turn another day.
A murder case always begins with a victim. Rasul Benson, 15 years of age, a child born into the storm that was the war between 27th Street and 31st Street, or 31st and Tasker. Rasul found his end on the cold pavement of a gas station at 25th and Pass Young. There were others there too that night, all friends to Rasul. 4 other teenagers, none of them the actual, quote, intended target. He had just left. Although this case showed that the shooters didn't really care who it was, as long as it was someone from the other side. This kind of reckless abandonment of discretion is the hallmark of this indictment. It was October 4th, 2018, an evening that was just a few young boys trying to make some pocket money, pumping gas for people at a rundown gas station in a neighborhood given up on a long time ago. Rasul was as much a part of the beef as a typical 15-year-old could be.
This is a diss to that girl.
Now a local tax expert will do your taxes for $150 all in. No catch.
Who wanna be all like yeah, always copycatting off my apps. Yeah. She always thinks she better than somebody. Like, nobody care. Like, I rep South Philly, boy. Like, this where I rep. This where I am. Hold on. Y'all on the wrong side of Philly. Y'all riding around because I heard y'all trying to diss me. It's a shame how y'all went and hate on me. Y'all gotta feel me. Y'all just heard my track. Yeah, I'm trying to diss him. Yeah, I don't do it for no gram. I just do it for my fam. I just bust it for the trap. Yeah, I get it with my mans. Yeah, you know I'm on South. Yeah, you know I'm in South Philly on the end.
His friends work around 27th and Dickinson and Wilson Park Project.
No, I'm not from 27, but this Wilson.
2 Sav, or the Sav as they called it. Plenty of names over the years. And he was also cool with kids from Wilson Park, like I said.
Oh,
Those
shit,
kids
that was Young Boy rapping?
Sure, Rasul had some rap videos here and there posturing, but hardly a threat towards anyone, let alone his eye.
Like best when things flop. On the shoes, lacing the strings tied. We catching bodies, we looking for homies, do set up the Johnny, we walking down. Or I peel on love knots, go game till I die TBG on some shit, we gon' hustle down. And Teddy in the cut like peroxide. Double heat like we coming from Pop Pop. Got you know it's time, call Teddy and Rusty gon' hit him up. You talking about cash that you don't have, I ain't even worried cause a nigga got
crazy. This shit sound alright too, though.
When a nigga found out where you lived there, thought you was a move cause the way your ass got wet. And I roll with an audience.
The only problem is that some of his friends actually were threats. Nasir Livingston, just a few years older, already had a reputation on the streets as a shooter, and he couldn't have been more than 120 pounds. But loose cannons like Newski are becoming a lot more common.
Damn.
Rasul was more your typical teen growing up in the hood. Did he have bad influences and detrimental associates? Yeah, but 9 out of 10 kids growing up in a neighborhood like Grays Ferry do. Tasker Homes, often called the Tasker Projects, was a large public housing complex in the Grays Ferry neighborhood of South Philadelphia. Its reputation precedes it. For decades, known as one of the toughest projects in the city, it has produced rappers such as Frank with the Grippers Gone and Cree Forge, to name a few, as of recently.
Stand up, TCYG. What the fuck niggas be talking about?
I remember Frank.
Hawking out, blood
DVD
coughing out,
area.
fucking talking out. Make me hear my niggas pull them walkins out, smoking out, chalking out, and had the undertakers pull them coffins.
Yo, it's dollars from the Jets, better known as the Holmes and Tasker. Chrome, I spit hollows to your neck. Yo, I got no rap. I don't need a signal to clap. It was in my heart to snap. I'm a part with that black.
Talk about the hot shit. When it's Lil Crease spitting, balls hit hard like a verbal ass kicking. Face me, I don't think you really want to do that. Your squad deep, I believe the K run through that. Young hustler, I'm hungry, see me with a loot at. Born in the Jets, learn things where I grew at.
Man, we ain't seen y'all niggas in a minute, man.
Chilling.
Yo,
That's the beat. I like that beat. Yeah, but it ain't loud. That's the tape on CD.
CD.
Who in the hell think Cree gon' pop and murk something, huh? Niggas got me heated to hurt something. Like I ain't put in my work. Man, you dudes be bullshit. Like the cut you put on the work. Gassed up cause a few niggas said you hot. But do more than a few niggas said you not. Fucking with Fort shit. You better get your mind right and get focused.
Free was hot back in the day.
This shit deep in these words and lines. You can keep your metaphors and rhymes. Look, fam, listen. My niggas keep packing 4s and 9s. K's and text to spit it, flame, bro, your set. My name pop when they talk who hot. Or talking the street. Lil Cree Jets and I'm sparking the heat. Lil Cree box game jazz part of your meat. Hustler, coke proper, slang all through the street. Strip pump, Joe water pills, G's and hard. Don't matter your race, you coming with that cheese, you are it. I'm about that green.
Before the 50s and 60s, the surrounding community of Grays Ferry was a largely Irish Catholic community. 27th and Reed and 29th and Ellsworth Street became sort of hard borders. Crossing them often resulted in immediate physical violence between black and white teenagers. This became the so-called South Philly race wars of the 80s and 90s. There are a lot of reports blown out of proportion by the media about the racial
them white boys down South Philly fucking crazy. You had to clap one of them motherfuckers.
And blacks in Grays Ferry had seen their oil refinery, factory, and steel jobs disappear over the decades. They watched home prices rise in other areas like downtown and Chestnut Hill as their home prices continued to fall.
Let me put it to you this way. We are proud of being black and of our black heritage, but white America does not accept the concept that this is a multiracial society. It has never accepted the fact that there are black people, brown people, yellow people here alongside them. They've always looked upon America as being white, and hence all of its propaganda is directed at us to convince us that somehow or other we must become white before they will accept us.
The problem is the standard for discussion is set by the whites, and a lot of Negroes now don't want to accept that standard anymore. They say we're going to have our own standard. I think that the hookup comes if you can develop a whole new standard where whites and Negroes can have a dialogue. Not either one of those are acceptable anymore. I mean, whites aren't going to accept Negro standards, and Negroes no longer want to be white. So that the clear thing is to develop a whole new standard, and then everybody move toward that so there can be some kind of dialogue.
I'm thinking about in terms of a better and a greater world for all people. And we can't do that by me in one corner doing what I can do to hurt you and you in the other corner doing the same thing against me.
What if you can create your own website by saying, this is what I want? With Wix, you can. First up, let's talk about AI color themes. You can get any combos you want, bold and bright, minimalist and sleek, or something you didn't even think of. Just describe the vibe you want, or even use the colors of your logo, and let AI do its thing. Beautiful.
So you go ahead and vote, so what? So you vote for a senator, and the senator's constituency is either lobbyists who represent big business, or lobbyists who represent himself. So what? So you can vote.
There's been a lot of talk and a lot of shuffling of papers, but in terms of the plight of the black man in this country, there's been no perceptible change. Well, primarily because the white man has no reason to. He enjoys the highest standard of living. His government enjoys dominance in world affairs.
Absolutely.
Why should he turn to me now and say, I want to share part of my good fortune with you? He has no reason to.
I think there's going to be violence, see, because there already has been. I mean, when people try to free themselves, they kill Negroes in the South all the time. The Negro man has been emasculated and destroyed by that, by the fact that every time he stood up, he got just snuffed out right there. So I don't think there's any question but that there's going to be violence and brutality. But my attitude is that the brutality and the violence shouldn't become the reason that you want to be free. But that's a very personal thing, the freedom is. See, who knows where that violence began? See, I mean, if I face you with a gun and I got orders to kill you and you got orders to kill me, then we can't really deal with each other. You're a target and I'm a target.
Many things have changed since the Kennedy era. Some things have not. An example of the latter is the racial tension that hangs over a Philadelphia neighborhood tonight.
And they left the black people to fight each other.
The area has been the site of demonstrations by whites against black families who have moved into the area. The state of emergency prohibits more than 4 people from gathering in a public place at one time.
4 working class people watched as the racist police commissioner turned mayor continued to fan the racial flames of a city that already deals with deep racial animosities. Mayor Frank Rizzo was a heavy presence in Philly politics.
He was a racist bastard.
A certain president we all know and love, Rizzo was good at poking at white people's insecurities, especially poor working class whites, which Philly was filled with in the 60s, 70s, and 80s. His tough, break-their-heads approach galvanized the racists, among others, as the rest of the city watched and shot. People could see the news and the crime and the black faces mostly attached to them by the news. But crime is never as simple as bad people do bad things. Sometimes it is, but most of the time, tackling crime is a complex dance between law enforcement, the city and its policies, and the health of the community economically. It's often even more complicated than that.
Urban renewal in some ways was a double-edged sword, that it often...
Yeah, Frank Rizzo was a piece of shit, yo. He was a racist ass motherfucker. I remember the motherfucker. He was racist as shit. But back to it.
The 60s, urban renewal was often thought of as a kind of urban removal, right, of black and brown people.
Black Journal now reports on the question of urban renewal, or is it
black removal.
In Philadelphia, 50,000 people, mostly black, have been moved, uprooted, and displaced. Families and friends broken up. Neighborhoods which once lived are now ghost towns. Mrs. Eloise Holmes thought urban renewal meant the tearing down of slums. So she and her neighbors repaired their homes and the homes of absentee landlords. They painted and scrubbed, swept and repaired their neighborhood. For this, they received the Clean Block Award from the city, and then the University Expansion Program swept them away.
Is private student loan debt wrecking your life? You really need to talk to Y Refi. Y Refi refinances distressed or defaulted private student loans that others won't touch. They'll provide you with a custom
shit off here.
Slum clearance, beginning in the 30s and 40s, created the political capital for going ahead with America's now failed housing project model. Poor blacks and whites, by a staggering majority, were racially segregated to these doomed projects. There are many reasons places like Tasker Homes turned out differently than how it was pitched to the public. During World War II, Philadelphia's economy boomed, leading to rapid growth of the suburbs. A large-scale exodus of white residents from public housing and the city followed, seeking better job opportunities and new homes with modern amenities and good schools in the expanding suburbs. However, racist barriers, including discriminatory lending practices, unfair laws, and outright hostility from white suburban communities, forcefully excluded African Americans from moving to these areas, trapping them in the city as resources and opportunities moved out. In the beginning, while projects like the Richard Allen Homes in North Philly were built for black families, Tasker was intended to house mostly white working-class families, like I said earlier. The story of housing projects and its relationship to the poor working-class people of the city is a video in itself. Tasker Home was wedged between the Schuylkill River oil refineries and the I-76 Expressway, a location that contributed to a sense of physical and environmental isolation for the people who lived there. By the 60s and 70s, like I said earlier, the demographics shifted as white flight took hold. Tasker Homes became predominantly black, and the physical design began to work against the residents. Unlike high-rises, Tasker was a maze of two-story row home-style buildings. While this avoided the, quote, tower problem that other projects had, the complex originally was not on the city's street grid. This created dead zones where police couldn't easily patrol, making it a perfect environment for the open-air drug markets that emerged in the 1980s.
Okay.
Residents dubbed it the Dead End. Tasker became de facto border territory. Racial tensions between the black residents of the projects and the rest of the white, mostly Irish Catholic community in Grays Ferry were frequent and often violent, particularly over shared spaces like Lanier Park. The St. Gabriel's attack on February 23, 1997 was the event that brought national media attention to Grays Ferry. In the early morning hours of February 23, 1997, Raheem and Warren Williams, two teenage cousins, were coming home from the neighborhood store when they were confronted by a bunch of drunk white men outside the rec center of St. Gabe's Catholic Church. The men started up with racist insults, calling them N-words and to get the F out of their neighborhood. Raheem and Warren
White
tried to
people
avoid
crack
them,
me the fuck
but
up.
the
Hold
men
up,
started
man.
shoving, and one of the white...
Hold up, man. White people crack me the fuck up, man. How y'all come over here, eminent domain, taking people's shit, killing people's shit, spilling their blood, and you talking about you a Irish American. Nigga, go back to Ireland. If that's where the fuck you from, this is not your shit. This is indigenous nigga shit over here. Let's go.
A little while later, a massive march through the streets of Grays Ferry to demand justice was led by Muslim city leaders, with a lot of white residents standing on their porches with their backs turned. Mayor Ed Rendell and Cardinal Anthony held a simultaneous peace and prayer service at the convention center, attempting to draw people away from the street protests. Over the years, most of the Irish Catholics who used St. Gabriel's at 29th and Dickinson as a hub have left. Decades of underfunding meant the brick buildings were crumbling, and third world conditions like stench from the oil refinery and broken utilities were commonly reported by the people. By the 90s, Tasker Homes was widely considered one of the most dangerous areas in Philadelphia. However, for the people that lived there, it was all they knew, and some people never stepped foot outside of 3-block radius as kids. PHA began demolishing the Tasker homes in 2002. And by 2004, the doomed project model was replaced with the new Grays Ferry estate. It was rebuilt as a $165 million mixed income development. The new design put the houses back on the city street grid, meaning cars could drive through like any other neighborhood. And unlike the old projects, many of these new units were for sale, not just for rent. In the U.S., there were 1,124,400 men sentenced to more than 1 year in prison at the end of 2023. Black males over the age of 18 make up approximately 33% of this population, or roughly 371,000. This percentage has actually dropped significantly over the last 20 years. In the early 2000s, the imprisonment rate for black men was nearly double what it is today. Today's video should be a lesson for all young drill rappers. This is how it always ends. Today, while you're making a drill rap video about getting get back and spinning, and the next bar about how thrilling the murder was, there's a criminal justice system with billions of dollars behind it, waiting
Listening
to give you
to
a
your
number.
ass.
Starting a
Ready to
fashion
lock
brand
your
should not
dumb
feel
ass
this
up.
impossible. Traditional print-on-demand platforms claim to support creators, but the experience tells a different story. With Tap
and add you to the list.
Walking to the seaside. First, Flair got a quill, fourth quarter, we up the score.
This is dead fucking A, you know what I'm saying?
Free Kel got him doing 20. Free Vine, he be getting busy. Every time a nigga slide on us, we gon' slide back like a fucking trizzy. I'm sick of niggas writing on they man.
L's on the low, so niggas. You ain't got smoke to throw your L's up. I still respect it. The hood ain't been the same ever since we lost Dame. In a matter of couple years, a lot of shit done changed. Some do it for the money, some do it for the fame. Made a vow to my niggas, stay real, never change.
Lil Nah 25 Wooside. Fuck the odds. Fuck HB, you already know how we coming. They try to come from me, I hit the kill switch. No, I'm not from 27, bitch, it's Wilson. Do a drill with no mask on, that's how I'm feeling. Might get a pussy toe tag, that's how I'm feeling. Retaliation is a fucking must, and that's real shit. Drill shit, still shoot for head, try and kill.
Shot me in my leg, nigga, aim a little higher next time, nigga. Fuck the odds, fuck HB, nigga, you know how I'm nigga. Gang, gang, fuck the odds up. Fuck the odds, bitch. Gang, gang, fuck the odds up. Odds, fuck the odds, bitch.
Man, shut the fuck up. This ain't that. Yeah, though. Right. Nigga talking about fuck the odds, he copping pleas to the save niggas, cuz. They screaming fuck the odds all over Instagram. But they ain't from the 7, why they dick ride?
Shot me in my leg, nigga, aim a little higher next time, nigga. Fuck the odds, fuck HB, nigga, you know.
I'm up. Aim a little higher, we gon' grant his wishes. Right. You ain't really with it, that shit all a gimmick. Heard you scared of Smiley, yeah, he got you up. My nigga Quill told us that you up the mills, bitchin'. What you wanna do? Do you wanna live? Matter of fact, fuck your life, let me call it. Come and scoop me and make sure you bring them jumps.
KT, you a bitch, need to stop it, nigga. Smiley done got hit by that rocket, nigga. Day got hit, we done pop some nigga. That nigga Key lucked us. Fuck the doctors, nigga. Yum done lucked up. How many shots done hit him? And we don't claim no rat. Back shots we give it. We spinning through H block with them choppers, nigga. Tryna spin a nigga top like a topper, nigga. Dub C flip shit with them rockets, nigga. Lil 40 with like 30, how I'm rocking, nigga. Shout out to fam, they walk down and they poppin', nigga. Shout out to Third, free the game, they still rockin' with it.
Yeah, though, hey, Quill, say fuck the odds one time, bro.
You ain't no fuck that.
You already kid. HB.
Bro, we ain't gonna do it, bro. We ain't gonna talk, bro. We gonna catch them, bro.
Yeah, though. Hey, Quill, we gonna hit you back after this, though, bro.
HB them niggas folding, not rocking how I'm rolling. And I be with them soldiers, cold like Minnesota. That nigga lid don't want beef no more. Bro, them that Palo weed at that Chinese store. Them niggas know it ain't safe on they block no more. Time he got booked for rape, how y'all rock with?
The mechanism we call justice and the cold procedural grinding of the appellate courts. Lil Sue and Newski from Tasker Street know all too well about this whole process, because both of their appeals were recently denied And now they have one more chance at the slim odds of another appeal before they spend the next 45 to 90 years behind bars.
Sheesh.
Hanif Wilkins, known on the street as Nunu or Newski, a young man now bound by the state for 45 to 90 years, appeals to the Superior Court of Pennsylvania, asking
You
the
ain't
system
getting
to look
out.
at itself,
Y'all done
to
told
find a
on
flaw
yourself
in
for
its
these
own
raps.
scheme.
You
If we're
ain't
going to
getting out.
understand the
Sit down.
appeals of Newski and Lil Sue, one must understand that an appeal is not a new trial. It's basically an autopsy of the trial that's already over. There's no new courtroom. It's a dry, paper-bound process where the human nature of the jury box is replaced by the, quote, standard of review. The Superior Court does not see the facial expressions of the witnesses on the stand. It only sees the transcripts. And in the case of Commonwealth versus Wilkins and in Commonwealth versus Mofield, the court looked down upon the arguments of Newski and Lil Sue and their attorneys and found them lacking. Before we get into Newski and Sue's arguments, let's go back a bit and see how we got here.
Jacqueline and Jim, the Attorney General, said they believe they got the core leadership of these two rival groups. The charges against them include murder, attempted murder, and conspiracy. All of these arrests, an attempt to stem the violence. This is one of the places where violence erupted in the Grays Ferry neighborhood, ultimately taking the life of a teenager last year.
This one occurrence speaks to the level of entrenched
I can't remember the last time I walked into a Chinese store, man.
Authorities say that shooting and one that followed were part
I
of
don't
a
even
pattern
like
of
them
retaliatory
Jones.
violence between two rival groups known as 27th Street and 31st Street. Today, law enforcement arrested 8 people.
We are all safer because they are in custody.
Someone drove by and shot at 3 people in South Philadelphia last night.
Authorities are investigating a deadly shooting in Grays Ferry.
Well, we are getting our first look at the gunman wanted for shooting 5 people at a Chinese restaurant in South Philly. Take a look at this surveillance video. You can see 2 men firing into the restaurant at 27th and Dickinson on Monday night. Then another person in a black SUV started shooting before they drove away. All 5 shooting victims are in stable condition.
31st and Tasker and 27th and Dickinson have been gang warring for nearly a generation, and that's not an exaggeration. There are stories going back to the early 90s about families from either block going at it with each other. The tit-for-tat shootings have been going on for decades. Nothing the community seems to try works. South Philly is one of the smallest sections of Philadelphia compared to North or West Philly. It's one of the most culturally diverse areas in the city as well, with pockets of Irish, Italian, Black, Polish, Cambodians, and others.
I was about to say, don't forget the
In
Cambodians.
postseason football,
They
you
in
need to
there.
find that extra gear. Playoff mode.
This 2004 Daily News article about the shooting death of 15-year-old Malik Upchurch, whose bike was stolen after he was killed, shows the pain this war has been causing for decades. A February 2016 incident happened right outside the Chinese store at 31st and Tasker, where a 15-year-old was hit in the abdomen and foot, and a 17-year-old was shot in the arm and leg. 5 months later, it was 16-year-old Asir Brown who lost his life as a young teenager in this neighborhood. According to police, Asir was attending a 4th of July barbecue at a house on the 1800 block of South 31st Street in 2016 when a dark-colored car rolled up and someone opened fire from the back seat. Asir suffered a single gunshot wound to his back and was taken to Children's Hospital of Philadelphia, where he was pronounced dead at 12:37 a.m.
According to police, the shooting happened at the end of a holiday barbecue. The teenager that was hit and killed, police do not think was the intended target.
Police say it was here, in this backyard, around midnight. A drive-by shooting interrupted a holiday barbecue. 16-year-old Asir Brown was hit once in the back. A short time later, doctors at the Children's Hospital of Philadelphia pronounced him dead. The shooter littered this back alley with gunfire in the 1800 block of South 31st Street. Police found about a half-dozen shell casings on the ground.
Asir would have begun his junior year at Olney High School that fall, his brother said, and he was in the process of getting a job. How many teenagers were the streets in Grays Ferry going to swallow up before this madness ended? The death of Russell Benson was the culmination of 2 separate grand jury investigations. The first one in March 2019, the Pennsylvania's Attorney General's office and the Philadelphia DA's office announced a major takedown of the 2 gangs. More than 100 local, state, and federal agents in the early morning hours in March 2019 arrested members of what they say are the two gangs in a grand jury indictment. They charged them with murder, attempted murder, conspiracy, aggravated assault, and firearms offenses. Muji and Lid were arrested in connection with the December 2017 murder of 17-year-old Nasir Livingston, shot to death in a Chinese store on the 2700 block of Dickinson Street, the same store where King Lord shot this video. The police said that the murder of Nasir was the catalyst for the
Closed the
majority of
gate
the uptick
down
in what
with
they
him
call,
in
quote,
it.
on-site shootings. A 17-year-old from 26th Street, Newski, ran with 27th Street and Wilson Park members. He met his unfortunate demise in December of 2017, like I said earlier. His death happened in the middle of what authorities called a tit-for-tat shooting war between the two groups, where prosecutors say 43 shootings and 3 murders happened between January 2017 and December 2018. But in all actuality, it was probably dozens more shootings and a few more homicides that's attached to this war, but not involved in this case. With Nasir's situation, it was an execution. Nasir, who was a junior at South Philadelphia High School, loved riding bikes around the neighborhood, as you can hear him explain in this clip here.
So sad. These young boys shot the fuck out, man. This shit is sad.
On October 4th, 2018, at around 8 p.m., 3 minors, including Rasul Benson, were shot at a gas station on the 2500 block of West Passyunk Avenue in South Philly. Video footage of the shooting showed at least 2 shooters who arrived at the gas station in a vehicle and fled after the shooting. Police connected this shooting to a series of back and forth shootings. Someone associated with 31st Street ultimately cooperated with police and gave a statement. Newski and Sue were subsequently arrested and charged with murder, 2 counts of attempted murder, conspiracy to commit murder, aggravated assault, and possessing instruments of crime, as well as VUFA violations. They were tried alongside each other. At trial, the Commonwealth presented 22 witnesses as part of its case in chief against Lil Sue and Newski. To summarize the evidence and testimony given at trial, Philadelphia Police Sergeant Carmen Palmiero testified that he was at the Philadelphia Police 1st District at around 8 p.m. on October 4th, 2018, when a young kid, later identified as the minor KB, ran into the lobby bleeding and claiming that he had been shot at the gas station. At the same time, police received multiple calls reporting a shooting at 25th and Passyunk. Sergeant Palmiero responded to the gas station, which is located around the corner from the 1st District. When he got there, he was directed to the back of the gas
That's
station,
crazy,
where he found an
when I used to
unresponsive
work down
Rasul
South
Benson on
Philly
the ground, covered in blood. Sergeant Palmiero and his
at
partner
this
immediately
catering spot,
transported
man,
him
I
to
used to be
Presbyterian
walking
Hospital.
through
Rasul
this
Benson
shit
was pronounced dead at
recklessly
the
because I
hospital
ain't
at
really know
8:35
what the
p.m.
fuck was
His
going on
grandma
down South
testified that
Philly. I'm
Rasul,
from
who was
West,
born
but I
on March
worked down
19,
there.
2003, was last seen
And them
alive by
niggas
her
used to be
on October
bugging,
3rd,
but
2018,
if you mind your
the day
business
before
and
his
they don't
death, when he
recognize
visited
you
her at his house.
as a nigga from the other side, I guess you
wanna file free?
But that's crazy. I'm on, man, with this nut shit. Damn.
Can you be a travel advisor
Oh
without
wow, they gonna
quitting
play
your
the
9 to
whole
5?
thing?
Actually,
Alright.
yes. We're Fora, the modern travel agent.
Detectives started their investigation with the gas station video, grainy and dark. The footage showed a vehicle traveling westbound and pulling up to the gas station, shooting at individuals who could be seen standing around the gas station, then traveling west toward 25th Street after the shooting was over. A slowed down and zoomed in version showed an individual leaving the car through the front passenger side door and a second individual inside the car by the passenger side rear door. Visible muzzle flashes captured by the infrared cameras indicated that both individuals were the sources of gunfire. This footage also showed an individual with a gun running and re-entering the car, prior to it driving away. On October 4th, 2018, ballistics, swabs of bloodstains, and a black book bag and a black hooded sweatshirt were recovered from the scene. Through witness interviews, police learned it was actually 5 kids at the gas station that night, all of them uncooperative. In the process of investigating the shootings, police began recovering stolen vehicles used in these shootings close to the home addresses of known 31st Street gang members. In January 2019, at age 16, Lil Sue was arrested by Delaware State Police as part of a group of 8 attempting to steal cars from the Trans Cargo Yard in Newcastle, Delaware. According to Detective Dominic, Lil Sue's cousin stated that Sue had told him that he was involved in a murder on Passyunk Avenue. The cousin told Detective Dominic that Sue was trying to sell him a stolen car so he could have enough money to get out of town because he had seen himself on the news in connection with the murder. According to the detective's testimony, Lil Sue told his cousin that he was the person wearing the hood chasing the boy in the video on the news, but he would not be able to be identified because of the hood. Detective Dominic testified that the cousin also positively identified a photo of Lil Sue at the police station. The cousin vehemently denies cooperating with police and at trial did not identify Lil Sue. Agent Christopher Morano, the section
they
director
be
of the
lying
Gun
too.
Violence Task Force in the Pennsylvania
Trying
Attorney
to
General's
create
office,
problems.
testified that he led an investigation into the rivalry between the two groups, which put him in contact with Nasim Smith. Smiley, as he's known on the street, testified that he grew up near 31st Street and Tasker and that people from 31st Street had beef with people from 27th Street. Smiley testified that people from 31st and 27th Street shot at each other because of this beef, and that was, quote, just how it was. Nasim Smith testified that he later got involved with this conflict and that he and his friends from 31st Street would share guns and use them while driving stolen cars through 27th Street territory. Smiley and his friends would shoot back at anyone who shot at them and would also target someone that they spotted. Smith testified that he and his friends from 31st Street were active on social media and that they would sometimes make music videos, which would
Telling
diss
on
27th
themselves,
Street
man.
members. Smiley
Dang.
also stated that most of the people present in these music videos were 31st Street, quote, gang members, and specifically identified Yamin Mofil and Khalid Harrison, among others, in a screenshot taken from one of the music videos. Smiley also identified numerous individuals seen in photographs posted on Instagram, including Jaquil Aguilar, or Quill the Bully, who was killed in 2020, Khalid Harrison, or Lid, Mujahideen, or Muji, Tamir Shans, or Fourth Quarter Savage, Hanif Wilkins, or Nunu, or Newski, and himself, who are all in prison right now, and others not relevant to this video. Smiley admitted that he was arrested various times in 2015, 2016, and 2018 in connections with firearms and stolen vehicle charges. Smiley testified that in August 2018, he committed a triple shooting with Quill and Led on the 1600 block of Marston Street. Smiley testified that he was in a stolen vehicle acting as a lookout for police and that he identified the 27th Street members' targets that Quill and Led shot at from another stolen vehicle. During initial interviews, while the detectives were still in the process of breaking down Smiley, he was questioned by Officer Lai about the stolen vehicle, but he denied having any involvement. Smiley's DNA was later detected on a sweatshirt left in the vehicle. This was the beginning of his cooperation. Following a proffer session, Agent Morano ultimately decided to take formal statements from him. From 2019 to 2021, Agent Morano received approximately 15 to 20 statements from Smiley in which he gave accounts that implicated himself and others, including everyone mentioned in this video so far, and many more in multiple 31st Street
Jail
tailgate
more and more
shooting incidents.
popular
He also
for
told
niggas to
on
go.
numerous
No,
27th
they
Street
ain't got no
members.
designer in
He
there. I don't know
testified that he
where
had
he
to sign a
got that shit
cooperation
from.
agreement and that he was advised that if he did not abide by the terms of the agreement that he would potentially be sentenced to life in prison. He ultimately pled guilty to multiple criminal offenses, including conspiracy, aggravated assault, firearms charges, in 12 different cases. Nasim Smiley Smith testified that he was offered a sentence of 5 to 20 years of confinement in exchange for his cooperation. Smiley identified Jaquil Aguilar, or Quill, and Khaled Harris, or Lid, as the shooters in the Buick Verano. He also identified 2 other shooters in the car that day. Detective Gallagher testified that phone records for Khalil's cell phone showed movement consistent with this information that Quill was observed inside a barbershop next to where the veranda was located the day after the shooting. Nasim Smith additionally gave statements regarding a series of shootings that occurred from October 17, 2017 to July 16,
Beans all
2020.
over the place.
Smith identified Lid, Quill, Muji, Takeem Williams, Eam, Feast, Fourth Quarter Savage, himself, and many others as 31st Street gang members who participated in these shootings, which were largely committed using stolen vehicles and targeted at known 27th Street members.
Police are now investigating a pair of shootings on the same South Philadelphia street just hours apart. Gunfire and screams steps away from a triple shooting that left one woman dead. That first shooting happened on the 2100 block of Bailey Terrace late last night.
Man,
The
y'all better
second
stay the
shooting happened
fuck
just
out
half a
the
block
way.
away. A man was killed.
Police sources confirming both of those shootings are connected, and new information at 6 o'clock right now. We are told the victim in the shooting at 2100 Bailey Terrace had simply been looking out her door when she caught a bullet in the neck, killing her.
Oh. Stop being newsy.
Bloodstained Philadelphia streets and the familiar scene of firefighters out to wash it away. The screams and images tell the tale of another night of senseless violence. And then there are the sounds. Our microphones capture what was a fatal shooting ringing out in real time.
There's no explanation for it. Lives are lost for nothing. Like, literally nothing. Like, it just shows you, like, you know, the value of life now. People don't care about it.
Raphael Thomas remembers his child's grandmother. Tamika Walker was fatally shot Monday night while standing outside her home in the 2100 block of Bailey Terrace in South Philadelphia.
She was an
don't have
excellent
no
grandmother.
aim.
I mean,
just horrible.
This one hurts. Like, this really hurts.
The woman on the left says her husband was also shot in the back. A total of 4 people were struck by bullets. 2 are dead.
Fucking gay!
Smiley shared that he was personally involved in almost all shooting incidents where a total of 19 people were shot at, and that he was involved in the shooting on December 19, 2017, which resulted in the death of Nasir Livingston. Nasim gave a signed statement regarding the shooting of a 16-year-old which occurred 2 months earlier on October 18, 2017, near the 1400 block of South Edding
That's
Street.
why I don't trust
me and my
niggas.
lead, nigga. Aim a little higher next time, nigga. Fuck the odds, fuck HB, nigga. You know.
The boy who was out there that day, allegedly, according to police, was a member of the 27th Street gang and was shot multiple times. Ballistics evidence and video footage recovered from the scene showed that 4 people were involved. Smith, who was on house arrest at the time of the shooting, testified that Lid and Quill came to his house and discussed the shootings. Detectives determined that 4 firearms were used to shoot at minor J8. 3 days after this shooting, Lid was arrested while in possession of one of the guns that had been used. Another shooting we should mention was a triple shooting that occurred on April 22, 2020 in the area of 5300 Greenway Avenue.
3 people were shot in Philadelphia's King Sessing neighborhood. Police say the victims are 3 19-year-old men, all wounded along the 5300 block of Greenway Avenue. All 3 of the victims were rushed to a nearby hospital. One of them is in critical condition. Police say the gunman fired the shots from a nearby SUV that had been stolen. They recovered 3 guns and took 2 suspects into custody.
A month after a beloved 31st Street member, Quill, was killed while getting out of a lift in Southwest Philly, police said that 4 people from 31st Street, including Newski, left the recording studio and got into a Volkswagen parked on the 5300 block of Greenway Avenue. As soon as the 4 people got into the Volkswagen, a white Jeep Grand Cherokee pulled alongside and opened fire at the occupants of the Volkswagen. 3 of the people in the car, including Newski, were shot. Video footage showed Newski getting out of the Volkswagen from the driver's side after being shot and hopping away. 3 firearms were recovered, including a 9mm Glock handgun that was found lying on the street on the driver's side of the Volkswagen. Detective Conway testified that the Volkswagen had been stolen 9 days prior to the shooting. Hanif Wilkins and Yamin Mofield's trial started on June 8, 2023. On June 21, 2023, after hearing all evidence, closing arguments from counsel, and jury instructions from the court, a jury deliberated and found Wilkins and Mofield guilty of 1 count each of murder of the 3rd degree, conspiracy to commit murder of the 3rd degree, and conspiracy to commit murder, as well as other VUFA violations. They were sentenced to 20 to 40 years of confinement on the murder of the 3rd degree conviction, followed by a consecutive term of 20 to 40 years for conspiracy to commit murder of the 3rd degree, and 5 to 10 years for the first aggravated assault. Additionally imposed were concurrent sentences of 5 to 10 years for each conspiracy to commit murder charge, as well as the second aggravated assault, and 3.5 to 7 years for the VUFA violation. The appeals for Hanif Wilkins and Yamin Mofield were both denied by the Pennsylvania Superior Court in September 2025. That's why I'm making this video. Newski argued that there was not enough evidence to prove that he was the shooter of Rasul Benson, noting that video footage only showed 2 shooters and co-conspirator Khaled Harrison had already pleaded guilty. He challenged the omission of evidence regarding the August 8, 2018 shooting on Edding Street and the April 22, 2020 incident where he was shot while in a stolen vehicle were inadmissible. He argued a mistrial should have been granted for Khaled Harrison's refusal to testify, but the prosecution still referenced Harrison's guilty plea. The court found that testimony from cooperating witness Nassim Smiley Smith combined with ballistics linking Wilkins to the weapon used in the Edding Street shooting and cell site data was sufficient to support the conviction. The court ruled that even if Wilkins wasn't one of the 2 shooters seen in the video, he was legally responsible for the murder as a co-conspirator in both the specific murder and the quote gang war between 31st and 27th Street. The trial court's other acts ruling was upheld as it established the gang's quote modus operandi. Regarding the witness issue, the court found that curative instructions striking Harrison's appearance from the record were sufficient to prevent justice. Simply put, the court was right, they found. Lil Sue claimed that he did not shoot the victim and it was not sufficiently proven at trial, and he did not act with malice required for 3rd degree murder. He argued the introduction of the 19 shootings at trial was, quote, overly voluminous and prejudicial. He argued that his 45 to 90 year sentence was a de facto life sentence that failed to account for his youth, and he was 16 at the time.
God damn,
the court ruled
bro.
that Yamin
Nobody give a
Mofield
fuck
waived
about
his
you
right to
being a
challenge
youth.
17 of the 19 shootings
You out here
because his
laying
lawyer
shit out,
failed to object
killing
to
other
them
kids.
during the
Yo,
trial.
the
court
these
found that the
niggas
sentence was
wildin'.
within standard guidelines.
Like somebody
Imagine
don't give
being
a
able
fuck
to
about
build
your
an app
life,
with your name
nigga.
on
You
it
out here
just by thinking about
fucking
it.
dusting
Meet
shit
Base
off,
44.
nigga.
And that's it. The story is over. Lil Sue, at 16 years old, was led right into a prison cell by the lie of the streets. Hanif Wilkins thought he was doing everything the right way on the streets, only to have his best friend tell everything. No matter which way you cut it, this is how it always ends.
Yeah,
Go
man.
watch prison channels about the life.
You just look
They're
at
saying
boy
the
like, yo,
same
you
exact
smiling too
thing.
much, nigga. Big ass
Except
smile.
for most people doing life, it's too late. Talking about how things could be
crazy.
avoided is very easy. But what I want everybody to pay attention to is how once these 2 were arrested for murder, they were basically cooked. Masks, gloves, they did everything supposedly right, except they chose the wrong friends. Dro Rap, the wave, came and went and left in his wake thousands of young men in this city alone, dead or in jail or paralyzed, either mentally or physically. In part 2, we'll get into 27th Street and their rappers King Lure, SB, Teddy 2 Sev, and Deke Loco, who were all killed in this beef.
Damn.
We will also touch on how Leaf Ward became the soundtrack to this war and how it really affected the city on a holistic level.
People gonna make it the fuck out, or we taking niggas the fuck out. That's all it is. He too hard.
I feel that vibe.
Big Ben Burger, I'm cool. It's some ghost fries. Order me some cha-cha nuggets. Nemo steak. They get some cha nuggets, yo. Some cha sliders.
Dang.
Yo, nigga sick, bro.
That's why I don't trust niggas. See this shit?
Hey, yo, chill, bro. Chill.
I'm a lone wolf, man. I walk alone. I don't trust none
Hey, yo,
of these
no,
niggas.
go to Burger King, Lord. You hear me?
This shit crazy.
There's a lot to be said
None of
about
these
Leaf and his potential as one of the hottest rappers out, and why him sitting in the Fed pen was always part of the plan for the cops who have been watching this war play out. In this video, we looked at 2016 through about 2020. In part 2, we'll go from where we left off in 2020 through present day and how the recent mass shooting incident that made national news happened right near Eddie and Dickinson, the home base for 27th Street. In fact, a young man named Isaiah Harris was caught up in this mess the first time he was shot, only to be killed while he was in his wheelchair trying to escape the gunfire in 2025.
Dang.
Muji and Lid both pled guilty and were sentenced to 20 to 40 years.
Dang.
A like and a share would be hugely appreciated.
Shout
It
out
helps
to
the channel out
American
tremendously.
Confidential
I'm
again,
gonna leave it
man.
there for
Like
now.
and
Thanks for
share
watching
and
American
subscribe this
Confidential.
shit.
And until next time,
Real
be safe.
talk. But yo, man, this shit's sad, man. I don't like what's going on in my city, yo. Y'all young boys, man. Y'all retarded. All this goofy ass shit and y'all telling. No aim. Y'all just telling on niggas. Like, yo, fuck all this street shit, man. Live, niggas. Get some fucking money. Get some money. Stay out the way. But yo, that's gonna wrap it up, man. Godless Orphans. Media reactions, man. Like and subscribe. I'm out.
The kitchen's my religion, my religion. 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 Non-believers read your scriptures, your last days, and the end will be no different, no different. Hey, hey, the kitchen's my religion. I'm transcending now, bear witness by ascension. Ascension should be locked in the cell like detention. The Schengen time kick me out as hell, I'm on suspension. Out of 5,000 names, only one of them is mentioned. Once I catch his microphone, hang him up, there's a lynching. My followers call me saint, because with the first, it's first in the Bible. If you read it, it's a verse. Curse the one is the spirits in the church. Search, so miss, hit the reverend where it hurts. Slide down on your funeral procession, hit your hearse. Line them up, lay them down on the ground in the dirt. The kitchen's my religion, religion. Turn the heat up while you whipping, whipping. Back me up and you be flipping, flipping. If you not pimping, then you sending, you sending. The kitchen's my religion, religion. The kitchen's my religion. It's a brand new drug in the hood. They breathe this way. One pull off the floor, call on the door. When your heart stopped beating, there was time to leave the world. Take your whole life savings, your car and your girl. Hey, hey, cook me in the pot. Audio crack in the flesh for my rocks. Every youngin' in the hood need to pump this in their box. Other cars in the middle of your motherfucking block. Make the neighborhood town watch, call the fucking cops. Go watch your amp, turn it up another notch. Get at the door, try not to get got. When the devil asks for ice water, now you know you hot. You think you better than me, now you know you not. You box up your nose, you knock out your snot. Tie the microphone around your neck in the night. Hey, yo, get this boy shuffle for his burial plot. The MC serial killer, snap, crack, and pop. Off the top is how my whole album about to drop.